Okay, welcome back, dear viewers. It is once again I, your gracious host, Kaine Walker. If you follow me this far in the series, thank you very much. This is part 3 of the Art of Storytelling plot. In our last video, I said I'd see what I can do, and, well, let's just continue. The Art of Storytelling by Kaine Walker. Part 3, Plot. Plot has a specific structure. It follows a format that draws readers in, introduces characters, character development, world building, and compels the audience forward in order to satisfy conflict and answer questions. It's about cause and effect, but most importantly, plot is about the crucial choices made by its participants, the characters. It is much more than a simple recitation of facts, which means what you include in your plot should have a purpose, steering the characters to make tough decisions which drive them to the conclusion. Exposition. The first on our list of aspects. The exposition of a story is the world building found at the beginning of a storyline. Readers meet the main character and understand their needs and environment. It sometimes includes an inciting incident that motivates our characters. An example would be the brawl between the servants of the Montague and Capulet families in William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, 1597, which outlines the feud between these two groups. Rising action. This part of the story introduces the conflict and the events that will lead characters to addressing and overcoming it. In James Baldwin's Another Country, 1962, the rising action is each of the main characters' ongoing and secret affairs with one another in various apartments and parts of New York City. Climax. The climax is the central turning point and often the dramatic high point of a story, and an event that characters cannot undo, which means it dictates their future actions. In Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird, 1960, the climax is the trial that finds Tom Robinson guilty of sexual assault, shattering Scout's perception that the teachings and goodness of Atticus reflect the rest of the world. Falling action. The falling action follows the climax and details the events characters take in the wake of change. In Kazuo Ishiguro's The Remains of the Day, 1989, the falling action is when Stevens meets with his life's only love, Miss Kenton, and expresses regret for not acting on his affection earlier. Resolution. The resolution, also known as the denouement, is the end of the story. It may tie up loose ends or bring readers a happy ending. Sometimes it acts as an epilogue. In Ian McEwan's Atonement, 2001, the resolution consists of Brioni's reflections on her writing and actions as a teenager. Now that we've covered the aspects of a plot, let's go over the supposed 7 types. Overcoming the monster, also known as man versus monster. Rags to riches. The quest. Voyage and return. Rebirth. Comedy. And finally, tragedy. Queuing up for examples from completed works we have, For Rags to Riches, Cinderella by Charles Perrault. The Quest, The Lord of the Rings by John Ronald Reuel Tolkien. Overcoming the Monster, Beowulf by an anonymous author. Voyage and Return, Odyssey by Homer. Comedy, The Big Lebowski by Joel and Ethan Coen. Tragedy, Bonnie and Clyde by Karen Francis Blumenthal. Rebirth, Shrek by William Steig. Sources and final thoughts. Alright guys, this actually went a lot shorter than I thought it would. If you guys want me to go into detail about the different types of plot as well as certain aspects of it, go ahead and let me know that down in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next part of the Art of Storytelling, where we'll be discussing conflict. Until then, I'll see you, dear viewers. Peace.